Hello, the program is Stan the History Man. I'm your host, Dr. Stanley Sandler. Often an incident can describe a particular phenomenon in history or an event or something almost as accurately as giving us all the statistics and so on, the timeline, that sort of thing. And I'm thinking about one, the siege of Leningrad in World War II. No city suffered so much loss and survived as a city. 900,000 citizens or inhabitants of Leningrad died. The Germans besieged it for 2 years and felt they're not going to waste their time and just besiege it. Don't try to take it. Just leave everybody starve, which frankly what happened. So it's an awful story. And it's just a part of the World War II. Russia were 25, now the latest I figure I read, 26 million people died. Not just casualties, they died between 1941 and 1945. A lot of that due, of course, Stalin's stupidity that his buddy Hitler would never. Didn't Hitler give his word that they were there to be buddies now? Actually, Stalin was warned numerous times that Hitler's going to do a number on you. He's going to invade you. No. You guys are just trying to get me involved in your war. Anyway, the story I want to tell, though, to describe, tell you something about the siege of Leningrad. The population of Leningrad, their rations were very tightly rationed. That manual workers got 4 slices of bread, probably good Russian bread. So, I mean, 4 slices would provide you with some nutrition, more than American white bread. And then soldiers, I think, also got 4 slices of bread. And office workers, though, only got 2. And there was this, excuse me, office worker was struggling to make his way to work. I mean, they all had to go to work. And it's cold, it's the dead of winter, Russian winter, and he's struggling along, and he just has to take a break. He's got to sit down somewhere. But the park benches and all, they're all covered in 3 feet of snow. And so he sees a line of trolley buses, we call them trackless trolleys or trolley buses, trolleys that run on rubber tires and can move around. He sees a line of them there, and so he says, okay, I'll just get in there and sit down, at least I'll be out of the wind. So he gets in the trolley bus and sits down and I'd load off his feet, and the wind is at least blowing in his face. And he sees a number of people there also. He figures, well, they came in also. So he starts to chat with them, but he notices they're dead. Must have been the same thing that they went in there to escape the wind and the cold, and they died there. And so every morning he'd make his way to this trolley bus and sit down, and he almost got to know these people, even though they were dead. And he was rather sorry in a way when spring, of course, he's glad for the warmth and spring coming back, but then they, of course, had to take the bodies out of the trolley cars, and they're all over the place. Every time they were shoveling snow, there'd be a body there. I mean, 900,000 people dead. But it just showed me when I read that story, just how what it must have been like to some extent to be in Russia in World War II, especially in the early years, 1941 to 1943. The Germans almost got to the gates of Moscow, but the siege of Leningrad, the most bloody siege, caused the most, not blood, which was just people dying of starvation and cold, of any city in the world. But that's the way things were in Russia, especially the beginning of World War II. Well, I thought that story was kind of illustrative of what the Russian people went through, as if Stalin wasn't bad enough. So that's Stan the History Man. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.